Hey guys, Ren the Straits here. Just wanted to make a quick video on why SPY was a good trade today, why I got in, what made me get in, all that stuff. So, we started off with a nice push. Today we had that FLC meeting, the minute meeting, whatever. And as soon as that meeting got done, there was a big spike in SPY, right? And I like to have up, okay, for one, I like to have SPX, SPY, and then ES up at the same time. Um, and then I like to have multiple time frames up, like the 1 minute, 5 minute, 15 minute, 1 hour, just stuff like that. But anyways, so SPY after the meeting, it made a nice push up. Um, and then it rejected this 200 EMA. 200 EMA is pretty helpful. It respects that nicely. If it's above the 200, it's bullish. If it's below, then it's bearish. So obviously this was already below the 200 EMA on the 15 minute to begin with. And the fact that it made it all the way up here and it failed, it went back down. You see this long wick. That should tell you that there's a lot of sellers coming in, okay? And then I had this big support here that it it did bounce off. It sold down a little bit more, which I played puts on right here. I got out. But this is kind of like an indecisive area, right? It kind of sold off, but then it bought all the way back up, almost the same exact candle as this one. Um, 1 second. Like this candle was identical to this candle pretty much. But yeah, it's kind of in an indecisive area right here. But then we have another red candle, right? And now it's completely below your 9 EMA, your 21 EMA, your VWAP, your 50 EMA, your 200. So for my next puts, I would wait until it breaks a significant support, which was this 442.42. And as soon as it dropped here, I knew it was just going to give it up. So that was my entry for my round two puts. And it's easier to see on the 1 minute, the price action, okay? So look at this. This is so easy. So you could see that, you could have these nice scalps for one, okay? But you see how it goes all the way down to this main support and it respects it nicely. It's holding up and it forms almost like a nice little symmetrical triangle pattern, right? This means consolidation, like it's consolidating to make a move. And the fact that it was just riding on this and it didn't bounce was a good telltale sign that it was going to break it. And as soon as it broke it, look at this volume. Look at this volume just shoot up. Look at that. That is why you would want to get into these puts, is just this volume just went crazy. And there's just no reason why you would not get into this. Your key here is a main support break and a huge increase in volume. And that's all you need to enter. You have a pattern, you have a support break, and you have volume increase. You have three different indicators telling you to get into this trade. I was also watching the tape at the time. And at the time, just the tape is the time and sales in the level two. And the level two is just going nuts. There were so many sellers coming in. But anyways, so it made it down to my first profit target, right? And we have this nice bounce. Okay. So you use your 9 and your 21 EMAs and your 50 to stay in the trades, right? So you have this bounce. You could trim for some profit here. Okay. You bounced, it made a nice bear flag. It went a little bit past your 21, but you want to give this thing a little bit of like, you want to be a little lenient with it. Like, it did not go above it. It didn't hold above it. It just popped above it and just instantly sold right back off. Okay. So therefore you would stay in the trade, right? If this candle closed above this EMA, then I would probably get out. If it closed above the 21 EMA, I would get out of this trade, but it didn't. All it did was test out of it and it just kept going, right? So you have another big drop. This is why I love SPY and SPX. You get these nice drops and then you get a bear flag and then you get just another straight drop. And then it flagged again. You could even enter again here if you missed it for a nice quick scalp here. And you have to have your support and resistance marked out so you know when to take profits, right? And SPX, like, it's identical, but it's 10 times the amount SPY is. So literally these contracts, when I said to get in, were 50 cents, guys, 50 cents right here. And they ended up being over $1,700 down here. I mean, with $500, you could have made close to $20,000 in a matter of an hour right here. It's just crazy. But same thing, you had the pattern, and SPX is, I mean, it's identical. It moves identical. It just moves $1 move on SPY is a $10 move on SPX. And that's why you play 0 DTs and you get a way out of the money contract. So you're okay with losing it if it goes the wrong way. So $50 to make close to 2,000, guys. Like, you don't get that in many ETFs or stocks. Like, you don't get that risk to reward ratio anywhere else. That's why SPX is special in my opinion. But ES is overall is the futures, right? So I like to watch ES. It almost gives you a little bit quicker reaction time than SPY does. It's not much, just a little bit. So I like to watch this on like the 1 hour. But I mean, if this was dropping, look at this volume coming. Like, there's just no reason why you shouldn't have got into this. And then for my overall targets, I have, 1 second, I gotta fix this. Okay, so overall targets, it's already hit most of them. So I would have my first target was this 78.6% fib level. Second was 61.8. And I want to see it get to this 50%. This is the last target. If it goes below this, then I might get kind of scared. But I mean, 50% retracement's pretty good. So we want to see this 50%. We want to see it come here tomorrow or Friday, hopefully. We might see a little bounce here like we already did. It bounced right off the 61.8. And who knows, that might be the whole correction. It might just head back up slowly now. But two things, okay? When it dips like this is when it makes the biggest moves. When SPY SPX makes its biggest moves is on these corrections, and then you can catch it on the bounce back up, okay? You don't want to play naked calls and puts after it corrects, like up here. I mean, some days are good, but most days it looks like this choppy crap sideways action, and it's kind of tough to trade. So, I mean, if you're choosing to trade SPY, you can swing stuff and just not look at it, or you can just play these corrections, and you will bank. So yeah, that's kind of how I play SPY and SPX. That's how I like to play it. Once again, like these contracts, 50 cents to over $1,700, guys, and just this little run. Just crazy. And the first ones I signaled were 70 cents and they ended up being over $2,500. And those are 0 DTs expiration. It's just crazy stuff, man. Yeah, hope you guys like this video. Hopefully it was helpful. Let me know if you have any more questions, and look to play SPY and SPX tomorrow. All right, see ya.